I don't know about you, but January has felt like it's been at least 100 days long. Gotten to the point where I'm just absolutely craving some spring vibes. I always try to hold out. I try to slow down and enjoy each season. But sometimes you get to the point where you're just really craving that change, and I am just really feeling it lately. I've already been dreaming up some spring refresh ideas for around our home, and I've been changing out things here and there where I can. And I just have been making wish lists of all of the spring things that are on my mind. So I thought that this week it would be really fun to head out and do some thrifting and look for some spring cottagecore decor to kind of freshen up our home and just change things up a little bit. So I thought I would take you along thrifting with me this week, and I even hit one antique store, which I know is a little out of the norm for me, but it's a really good one. So I think you guys will like it. Let's get thrifting and then we can meet right back here and I'll show you all the goodies that I got. I started my day at one of my favorite local thrift stores. They tend to have the best homeware selection and some of the best pricing in our area, so I always enjoy starting out here and seeing what I can find, and then kind of planning the rest of my stops based around what goodies I leave with. This butter dish was so charming and I really love the colors and the design of it, but it just wasn't practical for us. So I decided to leave it, but I just feel like it's one of those pieces that I'll probably debate for a while over whether I should have just grabbed it. I've been wanting to bring more blue into our home this spring, and these mugs are almost the perfect color. However, our kitchen is a dark green, and I just felt like they might not look quite right in that space, but I did really love that color and style. They just feel quintessential cottagecore spring to me. This thrift store always has some of the best dishware. I loved this ivy Corelle plate, and nothing feels quite as English cottage as an actual ivy print. This floral set was also really charming. I love the mix of the florals with the stripes, and I just think the color palette was just so sweet together. It's really hard to see in camera, but these stoneware mugs had a really lovely speckling to them that I just adored. If I didn't already have way too many mugs at home, I probably would have grabbed them. This set was also so cute. They almost remind me of the more coastal grandma trend, but they honestly feel like they could fit with a lot of different aesthetics and styles. This store typically has a large selection of lamps, which is great, and this birdhouse one I just thought was so funny and unique, and I had to show you. And as well as this quilted one, I thought this was pretty one of a kind and just a really interesting choice. They also have a pretty large selection of linens and things here. I thought that this heart print was kind of charming, as well as there was this really cute little quilted yellow pillow that was quite adorable. But when it comes to thrifting linens, I have to really love them to make it worth the effort of doing the deep cleaning. And sometimes with pillows, I sometimes like to just fully restuff them too. So I left those there for today, but I thought that they were definitely had like a cottagecore charm to them. This antique metal bed really caught my eye. I thought it was just lovely. I love the decorative floral baskets as well as that sort of lace look on the metal. It didn't have a price on it, and I absolutely do not need another bed frame, so I did pass on it, but I just know that I'll be thinking about it for years to come. I don't typically stop in this Goodwill, but I figured I'd give it a try. This blue pot is just so adorable. It would actually be so cute just as a decorative piece in a kitchen. And this pink teapot was really sweet as well. They actually had quite a few cottagecore looking pieces here. I actually really debated whether to get this English cottage teapot, but I do already have a cottage teapot and I just couldn't justify it in the moment. This bag full of little baskets, of course, caught my eye, and I just absolutely could not resist. A spoiler alert, they did come home with me. This mini cake stand was really sweet, but a little too small for my needs. And on my way out, I also saw this sweater that feels very cottagecore and just plain adorable, so I just had to show you. I stopped briefly in this restore and I saw this pristine 90s shabby chic patio set, very nostalgic to me, and it was just in such good condition. I probably would have grabbed it if I had a place for it. My next stop was another Goodwill that had a few cute things. This teapot was quite adorable, and so was this little chicken dish. Typically, this store has a lot of good artwork, and that's actually what I was hoping to find when I stopped in. But this day, their selection of artwork was just really disappointing, so I didn't find a single piece of artwork that I actually liked. They did have a few cute baskets that I liked, like this utensil basket holder, but the pricing on them was just a little bit higher than I was looking to spend, so I did end up passing on those. This quilt was pretty cute and would look really adorable styled on a bed, but the colors just weren't quite what I'm looking for our house. I also really debated whether to get some of these curtains. They were in really good shape and I love anything gingham, but I was just being a little extra picky and the green just wasn't exactly the shade of green I was looking for. The next store, I actually forgot to get a video of the outside, but my sister and nephew actually came with me on this stop, and I couldn't resist leaving in this audio from when I asked my nephew what he thought of this ceramic cow, because it just made me laugh so much.
Kids don't care about glass. Kids care about toys.
Wise words indeed. This teapot and teacup I also thought were just so charming. After that, I stopped in this Salvation Army. This is a store I don't often stop in, but they do usually have some good finds and pretty good pricing generally. They had some really lovely vintage embroidered linens, like this beautiful runner, as well as this tablecloth that I was just really in love with. So I couldn't resist opening it up and showing you all like how it looked. Isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? In the end, I ended up passing on it. My table is quite a bit bigger than it, and to be honest, I have quite a few vintage linens stored away that I don't really have good use for already, so I just could not find a way to justify getting another one. This is another Goodwill that I stopped in. They also had some really nice dishware. This floral pitcher I thought was really sweet and would look very charming styled in the right space. I really loved this quilt, however, I already have a lot of white and cream already in our home and I'm looking to bring in a little more color. I did briefly consider getting it and just attempting to dye it, but I've had some mixed success when it comes to dyeing things over the years, so I decided to pass. My last stop was this antique store, and while typically I don't do a lot of antique stores, I found that this one is generally worth popping into from time to time. They're the type of antique stores that has like a lot of vendors within them, and some of those vendors have really good pricing, like almost thrift store type pricing. There are some that are more expensive, like what you usually expect from a lot of antique stores, but overall it's pretty good. It's also absolutely huge. It feels like it literally goes on forever, and it always takes me like a good hour to get through it. I've been really loving the look of these vintage needlepoint pillows lately, and this one with the birds was just really lovely. It was only $8, and to be honest, I might still go back and grab it if I can find the right spot for it in our house. It is time for our thrift haul. So I got a lot of little baskets. In case you can't tell, I ended up finding this bag full of mini baskets. All these little guys all came in one bag. And I counted, I think I have 21 little mini baskets. So I'll do some close-ups on them so that you can see them a little bit better, but they're so adorable, and I couldn't resist. So now I have a whole bunch of little tiny baskets. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with them, but I figured just like they're cute little decor to kind of like put all over the house and maybe occasionally gift them to people who I know will appreciate them. But yeah, so it was $7 for this bag of little baskets, of 21 little baskets. Is that a good deal? Honestly, I don't know. I don't resell the stuff that I thrift. So for me, when it comes to determining value and like how much I'm willing to pay for something, it really just comes down to like how much joy it brings me personally. So mini baskets bring me a whole lot of joy. So to me, totally worth it. $7, great deal. In addition to our mini basket collection that we now have, I also got some slightly bigger ones. I got this nice basic, just cute little one. I don't have an exact spot for it yet, but I thought it was just like a nice basic color and really cute, and it was 75 cents. Such a good deal. So love that guy. I also got this one, which I, once again, like the color and sort of the shape. I don't like this top piece that's on it. And honestly, looking at the hinge that's on it, I don't think that it even is like meant to be on this basket. I kind of feel like it was like a coaster that somebody crafted as a little lid for it. So I do plan on taking this little lid off and just having it be an open little basket. And I think this one was $1, which is funny because this much bigger one was 75 cents. This one was $1, and they were both at the same thrift store. So random. You never know with thrift stores what the pricing is going to be like. So, but they were both a great deal. So no complaints. I did grab some like dishware, which I'm really excited about because I'm kind of like building out my collection a little bit more. I do have plenty of dishware already. However, there's certain like sizes and types of pieces that I haven't really been able to find. So I kept my eyes open and I found a few really cute pieces. I really love this like cup, like measuring cup, gravy boat, not gravy boat, but you know what I mean? It's got a nice little pour spout, and I love the like just ring of this like almost like a periwinkle blue. It's a very unique blue. It's not like the normal country blue, at least to my eye. It looks just like a little bit purpley, but it's definitely still a blue. So I just thought it was really beautiful. This is a false craft, so I always love to grab those, like especially if I already like something, I pick it up and I see that it's a false craft. I kind of just don't hesitate because they're just made really well and they last basically forever. So it's one of those pieces that you'll probably have for like the rest of your life. So I was really excited to see that this was a fall scrap. So I just went ahead and grabbed it. And we do like have like sauces with dinner a lot of times. I like to make like little sauces to go with, whatever dinner we're having. And so I thought that this was kind of the perfect size for that. So love this little guy. And I also grabbed this nice big like serving dish bowl. It's sort of an in-between size, which is what I like about it, is that it's definitely bigger than you would have for like, a soup or like an eating bowl, but it's not huge. And since we don't have like a great big old family that I'm serving, it's kind of nice to have those dishes that are still a nice serving size, but not massive. So, and I really like just the detail around the edges. I thought was really beautiful and just feels sort of like French country, English country, just that like slightly elevated basics that I just personally love. I love to collect more like white serveware, just because then you can kind of mix and match all of them and it's just kind of fun. And then you can throw patterns in with them and like basically everything goes together. I just love it. And it is a like newer brand, but yeah, I still thought it was just such a good basic that I'll probably have it forever. So love that guy. I also grabbed this mold or baking dish. You know what? I'm never quite certain with these vintage sort of like dishes like this like tin. Like I know a lot of them are specifically for Jello, and then some of them you can actually bake in. So I'm not 100% sure, honestly, with this one, but I just really loved the shape and style of it. And I thought it would be a pretty one to kind of hang up. I do have like a collection of the copper molds that I hang up. So this probably won't go with them because I kind of like to do like all the copper together, but I feel like this will still be a really cute piece to hang up sort of somewhere else, maybe with some artwork or something like that. I just thought it was really, really pretty. And this tart pan I just thought was way, way, way too cute to pass up. It's got like a little house, like little cottage with, all the little animals, and it's so cute. And it really, really reminds me of something that like the Six Bells would sell. If you know who I'm talking about, it's this cute shop in like New York City, I think it is. I still haven't gotten to go yet. The few times I've been in New York City, I haven't been able to like make it work to go, but I'm like dying to go because it looks so cute. They have the cutest stuff, but this very much like reminds me of some of the patterns that they have on some of their really cute like things in their shop. So I kind of couldn't resist once I saw it. I thought it was adorable. It's definitely not like vintage or anything like that, but so cute. And I think this was $6, which is maybe a little bit more than I usually spend on bakeware, but when it's cute, it's cute. You can't say no. So these last two pieces I did grab at the antique store, but they were still pretty good prices. Certainly a little bit more than you would probably spend at a thrift store, but not bad prices at all in my opinion. So the first one I'll show you, talking about my copper mold wall, I found this copper mold that has cherries on it, and I just thought it was so cute. I haven't seen this mold before. I feel like usually like when you keep your eye out for copper molds, you'll see the same style kind of over and over again. There's a couple different ones that they've remade many times. So you tend to see the same ones kind of over and over again in thrift stores and antique stores. But I personally have never seen this cherry one before, and I just thought it was so adorable. I think this one was really like simply made to be decorative, which is kind of funny because it's got this like built-in little hook. Maybe not, but I just thought way too cute. So this was a little bit more expensive at $10. But to me, it's basically a piece of artwork for my kitchen. So to me, it's like worth a little bit more because I would probably spend $10 on like a painting that I really love or like a piece of artwork that I really love. So why not invest a little bit more in, one of the copper molds that I just love, because I just love this one. Just so cute. And lastly, I grabbed this restaurant-ware plate. I have been on the search for some really cute like plates so that I can like, do photos of food and, just for general, like I feel like it's nice to serve on like a really pretty plate, and this is a nice size. I certainly could like serve things on here, but it's really just lovely and, does really well in photos and all that stuff, like I said. And this is nice and heavy. Like this is definitely the heaviest plate that I own. And it also works really well as like I have a few plates that I have hung up as art, so I can always do that too. I might do that with this plate. I haven't quite decided yet, but I just thought it was really lovely. I love the color and the style. I feel like when you're looking for like antique plates, there's millions of different styles, and sometimes the challenge is like figuring out which ones like work with your style, and I can be kind of pretty picky about those. So it's kind of hard for me to actually find ones that I really truly love. And I just, as soon as I saw this style, I was like, this, I want one of these. So it was, once again, a little bit more than I might normally spend at a thrift store. It was $5, but like I said, it's very hefty, it's beautiful, it's exactly the type of design I personally really love, so I think it was well worth $5. So that is it for today, but if you have any ideas, like fun ideas for how I should use all of these mini baskets, please leave them below. I would love all of your ideas. I hope you are having a lovely day, and I will see you next time.